The chime of the bell beckons us into a sacred time. Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Houston. As we do several times throughout the year, this morning our service is multi-generational, or all ages. This means those of all ages are welcome to experience worship together. We will not sing the children on their way, nor do we have our children's education groups meeting this morning. Instead, we have our busy boxes, our fidgets and coloring sheets on clipboards that are right outside these doors on a cart. These are to keep anxious hands of all ages in motion as we join together in worship. In addition, today is our backpack blessing, where young people will have the opportunity to stay in their spots and be given a blessing for the new school year. Volunteer extraordinaire Elsa Capitan White. Now, please join Dr. Rock for our first hymn.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I know that most of you don't have hymnals, but you do have words in your order of service. So please take out the words or look at the words to "Shall We Gather at the River," and rise in body or in spirit and lift your voices together in song. Shall we gather at the river, where bright angel feet have trod, with its crystal tide forever flowing by the throne of God? Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. Yes, we'll saints at the river that flows by the throne of God. On the margin of the river, washing up its silver spray, we will walk and worship ever all the happy golden day. Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. Gather with the saints at the river that flows by the throne of God. Ere we reach the shining river, lay we every burden down. Grace our spirits will deliver and provide a robe and a crown. Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. Gather in the saints at the river that flows by the throne of God. Soon we'll reach the shining river, soon our pilgrimage will cease, soon our happy hearts will quiver with the melody of peace. Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. It's at the river that flows by the throne of God. Thank you.
Our call to worship this morning is "Learning to Love the World" by Molly Hausch Gordon. We gather together this morning tenderly, like drops of dew on a leaf of grass, hopefully, like gathered raindrops in a cloud, gleefully, like water rushing in a stream to the sea, deeply, like groundwater pulled up from a well. We gather from every direction for another year of growth and depth, another year of companionship and hope, another year of learning to love this world. We gather like the water that joins us across all of creation, the water that connects us within and without, merging and flowing across the entire world.
Celebremos compartiendo nuestras vidas, encendiendo esta luz.
Good morning. Please join me in reading the covenant found in your order of service. Love is our spirit of our congregation. Service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to encourage one another. Thus do we covenant.
The word communion has several different derivations, but they all revolve around coming together. Koinonia is a transliteration of the Greek word and refers to concepts like fellowship and joint participation. The term communion, derived from the Latin, is related. Many people think of the Christian rite of Holy Communion or the Eucharist when they hear the word, which is why Unitarian Universalists often say water celebration or flower celebration instead of communion. As a covenantal people, we make promises to one another about how we will treat one another and the world. Love and relationship are the warp and woof of Unitarian Universalism. So it seems logical that we embrace koinonia, as in fellowship, communion, and joint participation. Norbert Chopek created the flower communion in 1923 for his parishioners who wanted a ceremony that symbolized fellowship and joining together. They had rejected the Catholic communion with bread and wine, but still longed for ritual. Since then, Unitarian Universalists have created variations on the theme communion, with flowers, with bread, usually near Thanksgiving, and with today's water communion. Congregations have performed water communion since the 1980s at the beginning of the church year to mark a time of coming back together. Unitarian Universalism has 6 shared values that emerge from love. The water communion reminds us of one of these: interdependence. We are dependent on the earth, its resources, and its waters. We cannot survive without them. We are also dependent upon each other. We need community and love. Without these, we will wither like a thirsty plant in a drought. After the activities of summer, we come together again and are refreshed by religious community. In his remarks at the Dinner for the Americas Cup Cruise, John F. Kennedy said, "All of us have in our veins the exact same percentage of salt in our blood that exists in the ocean, and therefore we have salt in our blood, our sweat, and our tears. We are tied to the ocean, and when we go back to the sea, whether it is to sail or watch it, we are going back from whence we came." In your order of service, you'll find a piece of paper with a raindrop, a reminder of the vast cycle of water of which we are all a part. On your raindrop, I invite you to write a response to the question, how does the water you brought call you into a relationship of respect for our planet and waterways. How does the water you brought call a relationship of respect for our land and waterways? There will now be 3 minutes to reflect and write. Ushers will collect your responses during the offering, and we will read some examples of your responses later in the service. Also, while the choir sings, young people who want to participate in the blessing of the backpacks but are in the overflow room and the fireside will want to make their way to Channing Hall.
invite the choir to come up.
Snowflakes falling on the mountain, rain clouds covering the sun, springing from a marble fountain. The waters of the world are one, lakes and rivers filled with living, home to animal and plant. In fountain, rain clouds covering the sun, streaming from the marble fountain. The waters of the world are one, lakes and rivers filled with living, home to animals and plants, in a silent act of giving, and an earthly covenant. In a gentle stream or a rushing fall, the water flows to rivers grand. As it follows shore to the ocean's call, it brings refreshment to the land. Shining snowflakes falling on the mountain, rain clouds covering the sun, springing from a marble fountain. The waters of the world are one, lakes and rivers filled with living, home to the animals and plants, in a silent act of giving, and an earthly covenant. The waters of the world are one.
Hundreds of children from across Houston have returned to school. Hundreds of thousands, excuse me. And others will be returning to private school or to the surrounding school districts soon. For many who are homeschooled, now is also a time of renewed activity. Today, we bless the children and youth of our congregation at the start of the school year. And so I invite parents and children who are present to stand now if they feel comfortable, but stay at their seats. And those of you who are online and participating, I invite you to stand as well. While you are standing, Kinsey will come around and hand you a special keychain. When you receive your keychain, we invite you to look at it carefully. Look at the beautiful beads and notice the various shapes. Some are round, some are like a cube, some are like a tiny rock. Notice what they are made of, some wooden, some ceramic, some glass. See. Look at the colors, white, brown, blue, green, or gray. Your keychain in your back. You are beautiful and unique. Your school friends are beautiful and unique, and that you hold the key to a wonderful and successful school year. We hope this gift will remind you that while you are in school, you are loved by this church. You always hold the key to entering this loving community. We are here to support you and your family as you pursue your education. Parents, whether you are here or at home, I invite you to place your hand on your child or children, or if your child has brought their backpack, you might place it on their backpack instead. Parents, over the last few school years, it has been especially hard to support yourselves and your children. The discord in our society and the state's takeover of our school district can bring feelings of powerlessness. Your hands on your children are a reminder that you are their support and caregivers during this time. And I extend my hands to you and invite the congregation to make a similar gesture as a reminder that this congregation is here to support you for the upcoming year as you care for your children, as you face hardships, and as you experience joyful moments together. So, congregants, I invite you to extend your hands if you feel comfortable. We Unitarian Universalists believe that we form a community to take care of each other and we are now called to do so more now than ever. Children and youth, those of you starting your studies, and for those of you whom your studies have already commenced, I extend to you this blessing. Even when you are away from our congregation, you carry the heart of Unitarian Universalism with you wherever you go. May you find courage when it is necessary. May confusion lead to better questions. May you feel curiosity all of your days. May your imagination catch fire, and may you feel compassion to those around you, and they toward you. May you feel seen and heard, and may you see and hear others. May you speak up for those who have not been seen or heard. Here at your church, your Spirit's home, we are made stronger when you share what you learn, and we ask that you bring what you learn back to us. And now we ask this congregation, extending their hands to you, to share their love and blessings as you head on your journey this week. I ask the congregation to offer the children, we will. During our service, we invite anyone who would like to do so to use the crayons, colored pencils, and paper that are on a table just outside of Channing Hall. You might want to draw your favorite water source, how water connects to all us to each other, or anything else that you can imagine during this time. Now, the embracing meditation. Between the cherished rituals of lighting and extinguishing the chalice, amid the special rituals of this day, we enter into a time to commune with our spirit. We long to connect to that which is greater than ourselves in order to expand our devotional awareness and transform our lives. We pause the rush and endeavor to shut out distractions. Just as we must calm the lake to see the bottom, we strive to calm our minds to see deep into ourselves. This is a time that some call meditation and others name prayer. Let your body settle into a comfortable place as you envision that peaceful lake. Take one breath. Take another. Find your center. The world is in turmoil. The president sends federal troops into cities under the flimsiest of pretexts. Israel has announced an escalation of its assault on Gaza. People starve in Palestine and elsewhere as unprecedented wealth grows. The planet warms. We come to difficult anniversaries. The 20th year since Katrina, the 80th since the death of Emmett Till. Amid the 70th since the death of Emmett Till. Amid all this uncertainty, fear, chaos, and greed, we come together, O Spirit of life, love, and justice, moving through each of us, amid dwelling within all of us, seeking to find a place in our hearts and build peace in our homes, neighborhoods, communities, and planet. This morning, Spirit of life, in our gathering, inspire us to pray that humanity will awaken to the larger truth, that we are each connected to all, hearts of the powerful, but more importantly, may it stir in the hearts of all the people of this planet, for it is the masses of us, not the rich and mighty, who will ultimately decide our human fate. If we can but remember that we are united as a human family with all the species on this planet, through the air we breathe, the water that flows through our veins, and the earth upon it which we trod. That it may be so, I invite the congregation to say Amen. Amen. We pause now together to lift that which sits heavy and light upon our hearts. Vivian Elizabeth Ayres Allen died on Monday at the age of 102. A Pulitzer Prize nominated poet, playwright, cultural activist, museum curator, and classicist. Her family was one of the first to integrate this congregation in the mid-1950s. Her son Tex Allen is still a member, and we send our love and compassion to Tex and his family during this time. Jimmy Luthuli Allen, wife of Omawali Luthuli Allen, is currently in a rehabilitation facility. Jackie Morrison, Michael Morrison's mother, has entered hospice, and Patricia Wunderlach, mother of Brandy Holmes and mother-in-law of Christian Holmes, remains in hospice. We send Jimmy, Omawali, Jackie, Michael, Patricia, Brandy, and Christian our love and prayers. Anna Straussman and James Straussman was born last week. We now turn to a practice inspired by African, indigenous, and neo-pagan traditions, as well as Jewish prayer, Mi Shabarak. We say aloud or bring to mind those we wish to be held in the loving embrace of this religious community. In this great cloud of witness and memory amid this beloved community, we hear these names and hold them in our hearts. As we do, let us remember the suffering and joy amid and among our community that has gone unnamed. We now enter into a time of silence. We gaze into that calm lake to examine the bottom. We may notice activity below the stillness, currents that do not disturb the surface, fish that do not ripple the water. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, transformation may be taking place. And so in the spirit of love, in the spirit of hope, and in the spirit of compassion, we enter into a time of silent meditation, prayer, or reflection.
Conrad will probably be able to attest to the fact that I make mistakes with alarming regularity. At the first service, I neglected to tell the congregants to put their little raindrops in the offering plates as they are passed around. So I am rectifying that mistake at this service. And so as you put in your large denomination bills, please put in your raindrops as well. Each in-gathering, we take up a special collection for the minister's discretionary fund. This is the fund that the ministers draw upon to help members of our congregation who find themselves in times of need. The fund might be used to help people buy food, pay their rent or mortgage, or cover a medical bill at a time when they find themselves in particular need. Those in our sanctuary will find the instructions for text giving in the order of service next to the name of the shared offering recipient. Those watching the live stream are invited to go to firstuuhouston.org/donate, where you will have an opportunity to donate through the website. Our regular Sunday morning offering collection invites us to weave a tapestry of love and action. We ask you to give generously. An offering will now be gratefully received.
I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer. When we lose our way, lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe.
La luce che tu dai,
I pray we'll find your light
nel cuore resterà,
and hold it in our hearts.
a ricordarci
When
che
stars go out each night,
l'eterna stella sei nella mia preghiera.
let this be our prayer.
Quanta fede c'è
When shadows fill our day,
lead us to a place,
guide us with your grace.
give us faith so we'll be safe. Sogniamo un mondo senza violenza, un mondo di giustizia e di speranza. Ognuno dia la mano su, vicino, similo di pace, di fraternità.
La forza che ci dà
We ask that life be
il
kind
desiderio che
and watch us from above.
ognuno trovi amore.
We hope each soul will find
Intorno dentro sé
another soul to love. Let this be our prayer.
Let this be our prayer.
Just like every child
needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be safe. In la fede che accesan noi, sento che ci salverò.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Please join me in the words to dedicate our offering found in your order of service. To the work of this church, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives, and these our offerings.
So this morning we have a new song that Kinsey and I are going to sing for you, and then we're going to invite you to sing it with us. So we're going to take it step by step because we have some movements that go along with it. So first I'm going to sing the whole song so you see what it sounds like. Spirit of the water, calm me. Spirit of the water, refresh me. Gift of life for the earth for me. Gift of life so abundantly. Spirit of the water, lead me. So this time, repeat after me. Why don't you stand in body or in spirit? Well, maybe you'll see me. I'll do them up high. Let's try. Spirit of the water. Oh, wait, do it after me. Repeat after me. Spirit of the water, calm me. Spirit of the water, calm me. Spirit of the water, refresh me. Spirit of the water, refresh me. Gift of life for the earth for me. Gift of life for the earth for me. Gift of life so abundantly. Gift of life so abundantly. Spirit of the water, lead me. Spirit of the water, lead me. Now we're going to do it 2 times all the way through. I think you got it. Spirit of the water, calm me. Spirit of the water, refresh me. Gift of life for the earth for me. Gift of life so abundantly. Spirit of the water, lead me. Spirit of the water, calm me. Spirit of the water, refresh me. Gift of life for the earth for me. Gift of life so abundantly. Spirit of the water, lead me. Thank you.
You sing, you dance, it's like a Broadway show. I begin my homily with a poem. It's Be Like Water by Kendra Ford. Run deep, run clear. Fill any space to its own dimensions. Respond to the moon, to gravity. Change colors with a light. Hold your temperature longer than the surrounding air. Take the coast by storm. Go underground. Bend light. Be the one thing people need even when they're fasting. Eat boulders quietly. Be a universal solvent. That's Be Like Water by Kendra Ford. Water is vital for all known forms of life. Liquid and gas in normal terrestrial conditions. It forms precipitation in the form of rain and aerosols in the form of fog. Clouds consist of suspended droplets of water and ice, its solid state. When finely divided, crystalline ice may precipitate in the form of snow. The gaseous state of water is steam or water vapor. So water is sort of the Meryl Streep of inorganic compounds. Last week, Conrad and I were talking about today's service, and he mentioned the healing properties of water, something I hadn't really thought about. Some of us had less than so reflecting on the ability of water to help heal us as we come together seems wise. Wading into a pool or slipping into a hot tub, we may feel our energy and mood change. Attesting to their popularity, I saw on television yesterday the hot tub and spa blowout expo is that George Brown of American tribes believed in the pure several laps to do sprain your ankle, ice pack to reduce the pain, swelling, and inflammation. So, water is sort of the urgent care of inorganic compounds. Time for a bit. You may be surprised that Kentucky has more navigable miles of water than any other state in the lower 48. It's second in the U.S. only to Alaska, which is 16 and a half times its size. Those waterways are made up of rivulets that flow into streams and brooks, then into creeks, which are a little larger, and then these tributaries flow into rivers and out to sea. Now, I bring this up for a couple of reasons. River networks, the way those waterways join together from smaller tributaries to larger rivers, is a pattern often seen in nature. These patterns exhibit a self-similarity over extended but finite scale ranges. These examples from nature are approximate fractals. Now, in a January sermon, I talked about the Big Bang, dark energy, and fractals, all common theological topics. This is mathematician John Casty's description. Fractals are curves that are irregular all over. Moreover, they have exactly the same degree of irregularity at all scales of measurement. So it doesn't matter whether you look at a fractal from far away or up close with a microscope. In either case, you'll see exactly the same picture. So a twig could be thought of as a type of fractal. The twig looks like the branch looks like the limb looks like the entire tree. Other real-life examples are blood vessels and pulmonary vessels, coastlines, lightning bolts, the contours of clouds, and, of course, the branching of river systems. Now, I explained how a fractal is my new favorite metaphor for God, backed up by the statement that in Genesis that God made humans in God's own image. You can look for that sermon, if you want to, on our YouTube channel or our podcasts. But the bigger reason I bring up the idea of river systems is the concept of confluence. Perhaps you've seen raindrops trailing down a window. They're two paths merging, and then the larger drop merges with yet another drop. That's confluence, as in when the tributary joins a larger river, or where two rivers join to create a third. Confluences are important to the ecology of a stream because they often mark where changes in river energy, chemistry, and habitat take place. But the dictionary also defines confluence more generally, a coming or flowing together, meeting, or gathering at one point. So this water communion is a confluence of our friends and members gathering again for the beginning of another church year. Chemists who study the confluence of the branching of rivers report that sometimes the mixing of the waters of two streams triggers a chemical reaction. This is sometimes obvious because the water in the two streams is different colors. The color of each stream or river is determined by many things: type and amount of vegetation in the watershed, geological properties, dissolved chemicals, sediments, and biologic content, which is usually algae. The color differences can persist for miles downstream before they finally blend completely. Now, you no doubt see where I'm going with this. When we come together, we are able to change one another. It may not be a chemical reaction, but a response nonetheless. We are here to support one another, help one another, and yes, even love one another. It may not always be easy, and it may be a reaction we weren't anticipating, but we try to extend grace to those doing their best under trying circumstances. We covenant together to reflect how we intend to treat one another and the world. And love is the rushing river at the confluence of our shared values. Our water communion gives us a chance to gather together again and be changed. Amen.
The water I have brought today is not my own. It remains from last year's service, this morning's service, and indeed many services before. The water connects this community with its history. It's a reminder of the gifts that have been given in part so that we might have a present together. This water has come from across town and across the world, but has remained in this community. We use it at child dedications and memorial services to represent the community of the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Houston. In pouring it, I will invoke all of those who have come before us and the collective experiences of joy, wisdom, and sorrow that make this congregation sacred. It places us in communion with them and with all being.
Our water represents its flow. Just kidding. Water connects us to the earth. We are water, and water is us. The rivers, streams that flow across the planet's surface, in some sense, flow in our veins as well. All life on this planet is intertwined.
We invite you to listen to the words of this congregation about how water places us in communion with each other, our planet, and all of being. I invite forward the water from members of our congregation so it can be mingled with our congregation's full water. Our mingled water is a symbol of how we are connected and united as a beloved community.
Okay. Our water represents its flow through rivers, the arteries of the earth. It is symbolic of our travels this year to rivers in Prague, London, and in Rome.
Our water is from Lake Michigan, where we spent a glorious July 4th at Indiana Dunes State Park and a slightly hectic day in Chicago. This water reminds us of the time spent together, of places that appear so far away on the horizon but so close on a map, and the natural places we value so highly and must work to protect.
It waters our garden.
This water from my new apartment keeps me cool in the increasingly hot Houston summers.
This water comes from the earth and returns to the earth. We humans got to touch and enjoy it for a very brief time. Water is eternal.
As our planet faces challenges of overheating, the water is a reminder that I am only here because of our planet, and I must respect it. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Our water is from all around our world, and yet, when it is combined, it is one water, just as we in this community are when we come together.
My water is from my house, and I feel very lucky to have this water.
Water from the cat's bowl and my water bottle, the same water I keep for the unhoused I meet. We all need water. All life does.
I am the water, and the water is me. Water is us. Felt this watching the waters of the Puget Sound in Washington.
Reminds us of time in nature near tide pools and at a bay, and the animals and plants that live in balance there.
The water from Nevado de Toluca reminds us that not all water is crystal clear or blue lagoon pretty. However, it's still an important resource and plays an important role in the ecosystem. Mexico City's sink water reminds us all of the daily responsibility to ensure safe, clean water for all people.
I brought water to nourish me, a reminder of how this planet helps me survive and the duty I have to help it do the same.
Bless us that these waters blessed smooth away our rough edges and quench our thirst for love.
Water is life. Yesterday's rainwater made it difficult to drive up to my house, reminding me of the dual nature of water, blessings and curse.
The beaches of Coronado, San Francisco, and Lake Tahoe connect to all the cities that are along their shorelines, and therefore are uniting those communities with water and land.
It hasn't rained much at our house. I respect the water because we need it.
I visited a place with very old trees that would not be here today without millions of gallons of rainwater over so many years. The beauty we see today is fed by water.
Clean water is an essential right for all.
The planet gives us so much. It's only natural that we respect its resources.
Happy memories of childhood, bonding with our pup, cool water to swim in, preserve our natural resources.
Our water comes from our garden and nourishes our plants. It also helps keep our garden cat mystery alive.
For many, many years, my husband's family has gathered for a family reunion on the Outer Banks of North Carolina for a week. This year, we had 60-plus family members from as far away as Norway, enjoying coming together by the beach.
Water brings forth and sustains life, but like with many things, too much water can cause trouble.
Water from the Pacific Ocean off Southwest Washington on Long Beach, Washington State.
From the cool purple waters of Puget Sound, Washington, where we watched salmon jumping into sunlight.
I got this from my boyfriend's house. I love him. I got this water from my tap, which fuels my pets, and I love them so much. May this water join our hearts and homes. And then, let's see. Yeah. Also, this is a small piece of paper. I can't consider writing all my feelings down right here. Ha ha ha.
Our water was taken from the Pacific Ocean in Mexico. Very calming.
I like water because I like to swim.
For something so essential and valuable to life, I am not as respectful and vigilant as I should be. One more, I think. This water is from our well in Round Top, Texas, a place of love and gathering.
This water now collected will be boiled, strained, and purified and put back in a jar. There we will have it with us throughout the entire year when we dedicate children, hold memorial services, or hold weddings. The water will represent us, the gathered community, in our collective wisdom, joys, and sorrows. So with these words, we dedicate our water. Unnamed and unknown source of all existence, which some of us call God and others think of as the laws of the universe. We wish to know the wisdom of water. We hope to learn to bend and flow down the mountains and up from springs. We will be soft like spring rain, ever renewing life around us. May we have the wisdom of water. Water carries us like our community as we drift through life. When we hit rapids or when we float at peace, water has blessed us. It has given us life. It sustains us. We know that each drop of rain, each rivulet is sacred, just as every member of our community is sacred. May we remember that we are water, that water is us, and may this remembrance call us into a relationship of respect with the waters of our lives and the water-blessed, water-filled planet of which we are each a part. Let us be thankful for the water of our community, for the water of life, for the water that runs through our veins. In times of crisis and in times of joy, let us remember the strength of water. We hope that, like a drop of rain, we are always part of something greater than ourselves, that we are never alone. So that we may collectively bless the water, I invite the congregation to say Amen.
Amen.
And I invite you to look at your order of service one more time to some words for the song, Blue Boat Home. Please rise in body or spirit as we lift our voices together in song.
Still my drum
Please join me in reading the words to extinguish the chalice found in the order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
May the healing spirit of water wash over us and unite us in the great work of building community, of binding up the broken, and finding a new way. Go in peace, go in love. May our lives be a blessing. Amen.
Amen.